African entrepreneurs all over the world. I am so pleased to welcome you to today's weekly assembly. I would like to welcome on stage the president and founder of African Young Entrepreneurs, the largest entrepreneurship organization in Africa, Dr. Sumi Smart Francis.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. It's been an amazing week. There's no better way to round up this week like the way we are about to. For us entrepreneurs, we've used this time to connect with people across the world who have done great things, who have lived a life of experience, a life of story, a life of modeling. And these are the kind of people that we are connecting with in our room, who have been coming over the past week since we recently came on Clubhouse to inspire us every week. What I'm going to do is this. I'm just going to introduce the speakers one after the other. And when I introduce them, I'm going to let them say a little bit about the topic. This topic today is huge, and I don't think that our normal hours on Clubhouse will be able to explain or expatiate how magnitude this topic is, how we can break it down into pieces. But then for everybody who have lived on planet Earth and who have had an experience whatsoever, they can relate to this topic. First speaker I have is Mr. Jeff Movet. Mr. Jeff is an inspirational speaker. He's a real estate investor. He's certified marriage and relationship coach and an army veteran. He's also a pastor, a teacher, and the author of the book called Conversation with God from the War in Afghanistan. His passion is to teach others and empower people to take control of their lives. Now, I'm going to allow Mr. Jeff to speak about 2 minutes on this topic. And the reason why I'm just giving him that 2 minutes floor first is just that so that people can understand. Because from my angle, you would listen to, and I'm glad that Mr. Jeff is a pastor, because this is a topic you would think you would only hear in religious houses, churches and mosques and stuff like that. But then we fail to understand that even as business people, as entrepreneurs, that the universe has a lot to play. Without the universe, we existed in the first place. And the universe has an eye. She sees everything that's going on. She sees everything that is happening to us. A lot of us are working hard day and night as entrepreneurs, and some of us have been wondering, all this hard work, where is it going through? Most of us are expecting the customers, the clientele, we're expecting the patronage from humans. But we forget to understand that the universe is our first client. The universe is our first invisible customer that recognizes and see all the efforts we put into our businesses. And at some point, the universe is going to patronize us. Yes, at some point, it's just going to open up and everything begins to form, all your years of work as entrepreneurs or as business people. So, Mr. Jeff, I would like you to just share a little bit about what you do first in 2 minutes and how this topic ministers to you. Over to you, Jeff.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Francis, for the invite, and to Ms. Foyen for her professional contact and making me feel comfortable and prepared for today. I'm going to dive right in since it's 2 minutes, and if you have time, I actually have a spoken word I'd like to share. But the ancient text tells us that the eye of the Lord runs to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. The ancient text also says the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. I would like to suggest and share with everyone listening to me, wherever you are, that someone is always watching us, even when we don't see them. Living right is light. I'm going to say that again. Living right is light. And I'm going to use the acrostic for light. The L means live our lives fat or fit with the P. That's P-H-I-T. Live our lives in peace. Live our lives in honor. Live our lives in integrity and in truth. The I. We must invest in personal growth. We must sow into our own lives in order to reap a harvest from which we can sow into others. If you haven't sowed into your own life, how in the world can you sow into others? The G. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude is the proper attitude. That's right. I said gratitude is the proper attitude. We must be thankful for everything. Ancient text says give thanks in all things. We have to give of our time, of our talent, and treasure, because if we have the right attitude of gratitude, we're grateful for what we receive, but we're also grateful to be able to give to others. Then the H, honor everyone as we wish to be honored. Somebody taught me in school that the customer is always right. Honor everyone. And the T, we must transform the world one person at a time by remembering the words of the late Maya Angelou, who said, I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. Once again, someone is always watching us, even when we don't see them. Living right is light. Passing it back to you, President.
Wow, thank you for passing it back so heavy and strong and so smooth, loud and clear. You know what? It's like you just pumped some energy into me. My blood vein is boiling right now, and I strongly feel that people in this room, entrepreneurs across Africa, are going to leave this room with a lot of energy and with a lot of insight, and of course with a lot of wisdom. So guys, I'm going to move quickly to Maurice Lurton. Guys, Lurton Maurice is a motivational and inspirational public speaker. He's an author and an accredited coach of The Incredible You. Now, he's the founder of the non-profit organization called Maurice the Connector, CIC, and is also the CEO of Elite Executive Services. Maurice was a former drug dealer and now is a game changer as a life coach. He inspires people to wear their crown. Over to you, Maurice.
Thank you, Sammy. This subject, it touches me, because when we talk about someone's always watching us, God is always watching us, but do we realize it? And when we say I'm a former drug dealer, now I'm a game changer. I lost 2 sons, and they died to save my life the way Jesus died to save our lives. That's the way I look at it, because would I still be the drug dealer if they didn't take me out the darkness in what I know? My truth is going to set me free, and God was watching over me. And He gave me my pain for gain. And I want to say to every one of you, if you've suffered pain, it's a gift, because you could show somebody else how to get through that pain. But I'm telling every one of you, we are born to lead from the front. We are kings and queens. And when we're born, we're dying, we're fighting to find ourselves, our gift and our purpose to serve within this world and give our love. That's the reason why we're here. Leaders are born. In every follower, there is a leader waiting to lead. A leader moves people into the right direction. Every leader I know had a vision. If you dream it and believe it, then you can see it, and then you will pursue it. We need to learn what true leadership is. True leadership is not about control, it's about service. It's not about power, it's about inspiring people. True leaders do not manipulate. It's about finding yourself and becoming a person to inspire people to become like you. That's what I'm trying to say to every one of you. We all have a gift and a purpose. We was chosen through thousands of sperms to come here and make a difference. You are the difference. You are the light. It is shining bright. Stand up and get going. Thank you for listening.
Wow, Maurice the Connector. I'm sure you've connected a lot of us right now. It's not just the topic, but you've connected everybody to where we belong, where we came from, and where we're going to. That's, for me, extremely powerful. I appreciate you guys for coming into this room today. I'm so grateful on behalf of African entrepreneurs. Tonight we're discussing the universe has an eye. Pastor Jeff, when you listen to Maurice, you would hear this is a man who is giving back to the universe. From his experience, from his life challenges, from his struggle, from his pain, he has converted his whole thing and is giving back to the universe. There's one common thing about a lot of us on planet Earth. We come into this world and we just want to take. Everybody comes into this world and what they talk about is I want to be successful, I want to be wealthy, I want to be rich, I want to be famous, I want to have the best of education. I wanna. It's my kids, my family, we wanna. That's what everybody's about in the heart. we want to take. And we fail to understand that the universe remembers and sees those that also give. Most people don't talk about, I've come into this world and I want to give. Pastor Jeff, I would like you to touch a bit on this. What's your concern about this, and what are the things that entrepreneurs all across the world needs to know about giving back to the universe? Over to you, Pastor Jeff.
Thank you, Dr. Francis, and to my brother, the connector, Mr. Morris. You know, as he spoke, and as you bring up the point of how we come into the world, we don't know anything about wanting other than milk and have our diapers changed and, to be warm or to be cooled off if it's hot. And so I want to share something that's going to take about 2 minutes, and then I'm going to address it because this is how I came into the world, and perhaps somebody listening will be able to relate to how I came into the world to where I'm at now, and why I'm motivated to inspire, why I'm motivated to give, and why I'm an entrepreneur. I wonder, to each of you who are listening to me, can you imagine a child so impatient he couldn't wait for 9 months of gestation? Entering the world before his time, scarlet fever, the price of his crime. Doctors, nurses, hospital staff, the extended family on his behalf. From kindergarten to birth, one memory in his mind: hospital, shots, milk, Christmas is all he can find. Ridiculed, bullied, abused, and abandoned, and 9th grade never completed, yet there's a master's on his mantle. God and church, the drugs of his choice, witchcraft and marriage abused, divorced, love and lies, happiness denied, cancer surprised, yet he's speaking to you because he's alive. 9 to 5, laid off, goodbye, too proud to quit because men don't cry. Off to the war, the answers came. Support his family, God's word proclaim. DNA in the shadow, cancer at the door. Not again, God, haven't we been here before? Life in the balance, how much can one take? Desires to escape, held up by the weight of the responsibilities on his plate. For every entrepreneur listening that might be thinking, Pastor Jeff, you're just singing to the choir. Well, the purpose I came to this room today is to inspire you as young entrepreneurs to know that it does not matter how you were born. It does not matter what your class was. It does not matter if you have a disability. It does not matter what you look like. Is that because you are an entrepreneur, the universe, the God of the universe has given you all that you need inside. And when you can tap into that and be grateful for what he's given you, when you can tap into that and be about the business of living and about the business of giving, then can I tell you the universal law is that you cannot sow without reaping, and the amount you sow will determine what you reap. And what goes around comes around. If you give out good seeds, if you vibrate on high frequencies, if you treat everybody right, that's what you will receive. But if you are conniving, if you steal, if you cheat, if you're dishonest, it may appear that you're going to get ahead, but believe me, it's going to come back around. No wheel stays in the same place. It rolls around and it's going to get back to you. So again, remember to be the light. The ancient text says that we are the light of the world. And if you live as light, you won't have to worry about your business because people will be drawn to you. If you operate on high frequencies and on positivity, people will be drawn to you. You will be able to develop the relationships And those relationships then will build and grow, and those relationships will cause people then to support what it is that you do. You could sell water, they'll buy the water because they have a relationship and they like you. You could sell dirt, they'll buy the dirt because you've built a relationship and they like you. You could sell rocks and they'll buy the rocks because you've built a relationship and they like you. So I'm going to just go over the L for now. Live your life fit. P-H-I-T. Live peacefully. Because it was Maya Angelou that suggested that people are going to forget what you said. People are going to forget what you did. But people will never forget how you make them feel. Live with honor. Doesn't matter where you're at. God created you uniquely. He made you wonderfully. Live honorably. Don't listen to what the negative people say. Don't listen to what the naysayers say. And I always say this, Dr. Francis, is let your haters be your motivators. Don't spend time thinking about them. The fact is that if they're talking about you, that means that you're doing something good. Then live with integrity. When people aren't watching, integrity is that you do the right thing anyway, because you know that God is watching, the God of the universe. The universe is watching, is going to pay you based off of what you sow. And then live in truth. And the truth is that you can do all things through the divine. You can do all things through him who gives you the strength to overcome every adversity, who gives you strength that it doesn't matter what your situation is or your circumstance, because you are bigger than your circumstance. You are bigger than your situation, and it's going to work. I finally leave you with this. The excuses have absolutely no merit. And so don't make excuses. Come up with solutions. I hope you recognize that someone is always watching, even when you see them. So I challenge you today, each and every entrepreneur, each and every person that's listening, if you are a aspiring entrepreneur, and if you're not an entrepreneur, you support. Living right is light. You be the light, because light absolutely cancels darkness. Passing it back to you, Dr. Francis.
Whew, very powerful message. You know, some people only make peace with the universe when things begin to go well for them. But a new car, business is going well, you've got enough money in your bank balance. Yes, then you feel like, yes, I can make peace with the universe. Everything is fine. I understand that someone's watching and is blessing me. That's when people go, glory to God. Things are going well. Then you recognize that there's a supreme being, there's an energy that's beyond you that is making things happen for you. But the moment things are not going well, then you don't make peace with that supreme being. At some point you recognize he's there, or you recognize there's a force, there's an energy, but you don't make peace with it. But you don't understand that for even things to go well, you need to make peace with the universe. And I'm going to drive back to Maurice quickly, and I'm going to ask the same question, the same thing that I asked, that most people come into this world and we just want to take, Maurice. You know what I'm talking about, brother. We want to take. We want to get successful. We want to make it in business. We want customers. We want our business to. So we invented something. We want the solution to go. It's about what we want to get from the universe. We don't talk about what we want to give. And even some of us who are giving, we get weary while we're doing that. We get discouraged while we're doing that. Brother, I need you to come in here. Share with us why you've decided to give back to the universe. Is it that you recognize that truly the universe has an eye? Over to you, Maurice.
Thank you. Thank you, Sami. I want to say to every one of you, when you know, you know. And it's because I know. That's why I call myself Maurice the Connector. I didn't just name myself that for any reason other than being connected to myself. They say once a man, twice a child. The greatest value is not what we get, it's who we become. That's the result of setting goals. We must get ourselves ready for the opportunity when it comes our way. I got myself ready with the opportunity by listening to my spirit of God, listening to God and walking with him. And when he knocked me down, I got back up. When they say ashes to ashes and dust to dust, Maurice the Connector rises like a phoenix through the dust. Life is all about you. People define themselves in the wrong way. They think they're not capable to do the best they have to offer. They adapt the way to be negative. We need to connect our energy to what we want. Take an elephant, for example. He's one of the strongest animals, but yet when they've done a test, which is tied to a stake, they put a rope around its neck. They drive a huge stake into the ground. That elephant thinks he cannot move because it has been tied to that stake for a long time from a young age. We also get used to the way we have grown, the habit that determines our outcome. We have to grow, and that stays with us. The system that was created us to fail. It failed me. My teacher said I'll be nothing in life. I wish he could see me now. Because I'm here, I found my gift, I found my purpose. We need to change who we are for what we want. Think about your life, everyone. You can shift standards of your life at any time when you think what you really want. Having a vision, the road gets narrow. Your vision is your direction. Your direction is your destiny. You can get there. Your brain will lock into what you really want to do, everyone. If you want to train in the gym, you would change it to someone that wants to be change it to able to look different so you can look different. When we go to the gym, it's about building muscle. But because you have a reason, you do it. Most people's standards are to pay bills. They always find a way to get the money. The mind and inner game changes because they know what they need. We need to become people of value in the marketplace. We can always find a way if we shift our standards. Raise your standards, form rituals by doing the best you can. It's always what we are doing, and you will change and see a change with your inner self and connecting to your belief. It's not seeing is believing, it's believing is seeing. Faith is believing what you can't see. Your game is about stepping up, doing things that people are not doing in order to be someone that they are not. Become different in your approach, and life will begin to change. The habits determine the outcome. We have thousands of thoughts that go round in our mind every day. We need to latch onto the one that can change us in a positive way. It's not about what we get out of life, it's who we become that matters. We have to evolve, not conform. The system was built for us to conform. Can you imagine if everybody was like Jeff, me, Sammy, and people up on the stage? How powerful would that be, or not to be? Learning by doing things different is most important. Start now and take the baby steps towards your dream. There is no dream without reality. When people say, how are you going to do it? Like when I was going to set up my chauffeur company, the naysayers were saying, how are you going to do it, Maurice? God gave me my dream. Your dream and your imagination is your view to your future. God gave you your dream. No one can see your dream. Whether you want to train at the gym or study about life, it's all about you. The way you think, the way you're doing things, that is what counts. What are you doing to become a new person? I'll say to every one of you, what are you doing? Because in the doing, don't worry about when it's going to happen. Worry about what you're doing to get there. We are all leaders. We need to use our knowledge to serve. We need to become risk takers. Without taking risks, you would never be able to develop yourself. You have to go through the pain. No pain, no gain. And I'm going to land my plane. I'm Maurice the Connector. I've never done speaking. Thank you, Jeff. And thank you to all the moderators and everybody in this room. Thank you.
Thank you, Maurice. Thank you. You can just feel the passion from the inside and from the outside of you. We can just feel the energy. We can feel the inspiration right from different aspects, different environments, different angles and corners of the world. Your voice, including Jeff's voice, has been able to motivate and inspire us tonight, and we are so blessed to have you guys join us in this room tonight. And I want to throw this quick question to Jeff, and I hope that you can give me this answer in the into probably in a minute or two, because we need to talk about this, Jeff. And this is the fact that entrepreneurs, business people, we invest a lot in doing so many things. We invest a lot in our businesses. We give so much hard work. People would say, keep working hard. A lot of us have been working hard, and there are no results. And I keep telling entrepreneurs, keep pushing, because the universe has got an eye. Keep pushing, because the universe sees what you're doing. It sees the fact that every day you're still working, even if you're not seeing results. You're still pushing, even if the result is not visible to you. Every day you're not giving up on yourself. You're not giving up on your business. Pastor Jeff, I think you need to put a word in here for brothers and sisters, African brothers and sisters, who has been doing so much in their business, who has been doing so much with their life, with their ideas, with their innovation, but nothing is forthcoming. No investor is coming, no partner, no customer. Nothing is coming. We've got people who have done 10 years, 15 years. We've got people who have even done 20 years. And there's a part in the scripture that says, if you don't get tired of doing the right thing, you would reap. And I need you to really just shed some light there, that we can keep pushing as entrepreneurs, because definitely the universe got an eye and will reward us someday. Over to you, Jeff.
Dr. Francis, that is a powerful question. And as you were speaking, I was asking the universe, my God, for an answer. And I began to think, first of all, of the story of Noah. And Noah knew he had heard from God. And I believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And he knew he had heard from God. And he told him to build this big giant boat called an ark. And told him the reason, that it was going to rain, and they had not known rain. And if you could imagine, everyone here, that God told you to do something that had never been done. Imagine the ridicule that he received from his friends, his co-workers. Imagine the ridicule that his children and his wife received. And I could imagine that at first they supported and said, if God said it, he's never been wrong before. But it took 120 years. But he kept building, even after everybody said that he was crazy. And he'd been saying it over and over and over again. And to that I say, to those who know that God told you to do what you're doing, you have to just keep doing it. And in his time, not ours and not yours, he will manifest that which he told you. But to that note, the question is, what is your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you have the business that you have? Was it out of a drive just to be successful? Was it out of a drive just to have money? Was it out of a drive to be able to purchase things? Or was your motivation gratitude? Was your motivation to give back? Was your motivation to change the world through your light and through your giving? You see, if your motivation is selfish, then you're sowing selfish seeds and you get a selfish harvest. If your motivation is because you're giving, and I said earlier, building relationships. See, when you build relationship, it's like the seed that you plant. You can't see it grow, but you nourish it and you water it, and eventually it'll sprout. But when it sprouts, if it was a lemon tree, it doesn't produce lemons as soon as it sprouts. And it takes time to continue to nurture it, continue to pull the roots, to pull the weeds up. And eventually that seed becomes a sprout. The sprout becomes a limb. The limb becomes a tree. The tree becomes leaves. The leaves produce fruit. And so I say to each and every one who is weary in this time, go back and ask your question, why? Ask yourself, is it you, or was it the God of the universe that gave you the why. And if it's you, then change. It was Einstein that said if you continue to do the same thing over and over and over again and you get the same result, that's the definition of insanity. Can I tell you that I was not successful at the first business that I started? I had to regroup and recoup, got knocked down and got back up. Because I got knocked down, I bounced back, and I bounced back with something different until I got to what worked. And I've stuck with what God originally put on my heart. I'm going to end it here because I'm a pastor, Dr. Sammy, and I could keep going, give you a whole sermon about it. But ultimately, we need to look at our why, answer the question, am I doing what I'm doing because God told me to do it? Am I building relationship before I build business? Or am I doing it for me because I want? Because when it's about that's what you end up with. Just you. When it's about relationship, then you build a tribe.